Look, okay, you know the question. What do you think my question was?
I think your question was, how do you intersect your ancestral knowledge into the food, and almost like an ancestral feeling into the food? And my answer to that is being conscious of the methods in which you're preparing the food. I think that's one thing.
When you say method, just be more specific. Do you have to use wooden spoons, or you use what do you mean by method?
Well, I think it's about following the recipe. I think by following the recipe, and usually by following the recipe, there's always something in there where my grandmother says you have to use this specific pot to do that, or you need to use this kind of way to do it. For instance, my grandmother has her way of making ginger beer. You know, she prefers to mix in some concentrates, ferment some parts of it, but she doesn't believe in fermenting the whole pot. And she believes in like the quickness mixed in with the longevity adds a new type of flavor. And I think the consideration of what kind of feeling you're putting into the food comes from almost remembering what the ethos of the person who gave you that recipe was, and almost trying to adopt it into how you prepare your food. I think for me, that comes with patience. I think that's the methodology that I try to incorporate into it. But then from my mother's perspective, because my mom is more younger and she herself is a chef, she's very creative in the kitchen. Her methodology is about use what you have. So don't try to look for the missing thing, but try to fill in the gap. Yes.
Now, you hinted at this. We might come back, but I just need to for a second. You mentioned the pot, like your grandma has certain pot. What's happening with these pots? If you have your grandmother and your mother, they all have their own pot. I assume you have your own pot.
Yes.
Does this pot, does a pot also translate with love, or with what's a pot got to do with it?
I think it does translate with love, but at the same time, it almost translates also to a certain type of ownership to certain things, right? Because at least back home, everyone has their name written on the pot.
Really?
Yes. And almost like in a dish, like we've got like the Mama Bolo dishes, which is my surname, and then my grandmother, because of her surname, is the Ratakhane dishes. Yes. Cool. I'm just recording. Yes. So the idea is with every pot there's like it's named, and that's because when we have family gatherings or funerals, everyone is adding. So you've got all types of families who are coming together and they're contributing, but at the same time they want to take that pot home because that's their special pot. You know, they don't mind sharing their knowledge, but at the same time there's a preciousness, there's a kind of sacredness with the pot. I think it symbolizes a lineage, it symbolizes a generation. Even just putting the surname as opposed to putting the person's name, I think also adds to that. It's more about this pot belongs to this lineage, which then translates to this recipe belongs to this lineage, or this is the interpretation of this recipe from this lineage.
This is fascinating. You know, I don't want to keep you because, you know, it comes to the end of whatever have you, but you have such an amazing, you can say spirit, consciousness, but energy. And then, like I like to say, people, all we have in this world is time and energy. But your energy is so infectious or whatever. I know where it comes from your lineage, but you apply it a certain way in this day and age. How does it serve you? And as you go forward, what are you doing next? Is this energy still going to serve you? Is it pushing you with?
Well, yes. I think the energy that I have comes from the fact that my grandparents were political figures. My grandmother was the first black mayor of our town, and she was also part of founding the village that surrounds that town.
What was the name of it?
Zirast in the northwest, and she was one of the founders of Lihuruti, which is a little village outside of Zirast. And my grandfather spent 21 years in exile and championing the Black consciousness movement. So a lot lot of my zest, I would say, comes from that. And then the creativity and the energy part of it definitely comes from my mom. My mom is obsessed with learning new things, creating new language, learning new language. She's very much interested in all types of religion, you know, trying to find God in all spaces as opposed to one space. So it really is, it is a lineage thing, but I think how I've adopted it is trying to find the things that matter to me, and then trying to find ways to take all of these blessings that I've been given and plugging it into the things that are important to me.
The likelihood of we running into each other again is great because we're in South Africa and I have permanent residency now.
Yes.
Mess with you. Here's the thing. What I wish for you as you do, you're going foraging soon, aren't you? What does that mean exactly?
Essentially, what I'm going to be doing is following the rain season. Because it's winter, it's the best time to forage mushrooms. So, and also because it's the rainy season. So wherever it's raining and raining quite a lot, usually it means after that season, there's going to be like an influx of mushrooms. So to follow the rain is to follow wherever the mushrooms are, essentially. Yes.
Smart woman. Nothing like a strong, smart, black African woman. My goodness.
Thank you.
That's it. But I just let me end it here and just say, you want to give any of your details?
Yes. Please follow me on Instagram. I am _ONENAGA Naga, which means land. Or you can follow the film club, which is Naga Film Club on Instagram. I am starting my YouTube soon, so I will be there as well. I know. I will be documenting my foraging trips. So yes, please do follow me on those two channels.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.